Ireland is not what you think it is economically.
Touch my flag, you. Stop touching that flag. Stop touching my flag.
You should feel the same way if you call yourself Irish, but you don't because you have no pride in your nation.
Ireland attracts international attention because it maintains a 5 million population, while featuring high personal income levels, plus keeping major international corporations based in technologies, finance, and pharmaceutical industries. Even though the nation has a bright external appearance, its economy contains improper GDP data while fighting numerous housing issues, alongside extreme wage gaps between its citizens and persistent systemic problems. This video examines the opposing economic aspects of Ireland through historical perspectives and modern statistical evidence. Your help motivates me a lot while making these videos. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel before watching the video. Ireland maintains a unique position in the European Union because its population reaches 5 million, while the country maintains its per capita income level. Numerous international reports show that Irish GDP per capita measures approximately $80,000. The country's economic situation becomes distorted when using these statistical indicators. The European headquarters of technology giants Apple and Facebook, along with the financial institution Google, operate from their base in this location. Gross domestic product numbers experience artificial increase due to offshore revenues, while crucial social indicators suffered from substantial gaps of measurement. The Irish economy demonstrated its 2022 GDP expansion of 12.2%, despite recording a lower 6.3% development of gross national income. The recorded revenues by multinational corporations generate no positive impact on local economic growth and prosperity in the country's territory. The Irish economy faces one of its main problems because of improperly calculated GDP figures. Local economic income gets undercut by the artificial growth generated through multinational corporate operations. The housing costs in Dublin and other major cities of Ireland have consistently remained above European norms since recent times. The house market value in Dublin rose 35 to 40% during the years 2021 into 2023, and rental costs exceeded 40% in this period. A desperate fall has occurred in the quality of life faced by people who earn low incomes and have middle income levels. The European Statistical Office, through Eurostat, shows that Dublin stands as one of the most expensive cities in major Europe, with its cost of living index reaching 20 to 25% more than other major cities. Real purchasing power in Ireland dishonors nominal wage rates because both housing prices and expenses for health and education and healthcare have been rising sharply. The Dublin average annual gross income of €50,000 results in reduced net income available for citizens because of excessive cost of living increases. Antecedent data indicates Ireland's socioeconomic inequality through a Gini coefficient of about 0.32, which reveals substantial income disparities alongside economic difficulties experienced by lower income society members. Ireland manages its corporate taxes at 12.5%, alongside other tax advantages that draw large corporations, even though these policies fail to boost local resident economic success. The tax policy of Ireland enabled Apple to evade taxes worth more than €13 billion during 2016. The model of tax havens leads to an unacceptable difference between organizational earnings and public well-being. Ireland experienced enduring hardships, together with exceptional shifts and fundamental economic shifts throughout its economic timeline. Social memory shows lasting effects from these economic reforms, which influence country policy decisions through present-day economic planning. The Great Famine holds the position as one of Ireland's most dreadful dark chapters throughout its entire history. The potato blight of potato plants initiated a period of disaster that continued from 1845 until 1852. Ireland depended on potatoes for most of its food supplies during that period, but the disease eliminated nearly all food sources from the lives of millions of people. The result of the famine led to the deaths of approximately 1 million people, alongside another 1 million citizens who escaped from the national borders. Internal grief from this crisis extended beyond population reduction to disturb the nation's financial framework as well as social fabric. The emptying of rural areas combined with labor force reduction, as well as social solidarity breakdown, proved to be long-term obstacles for Irish economic development. The British Empire's limited assistance policies, together with its free market economic stance, worsened the extent of the crisis. The Great Famine engraved eternally painful memories into Irish consciousness while simultaneously creating conditions for political reactions during their national independence movement. The Irish people gained independence during 1922, but had to endure multiple years of a minimal productivity economy that primarily relied on farming. The country maintained low levels of development in its infrastructure after achieving independence when compared to modernized worldwide economies. Farmers operated their operations by means of minimal family businesses, which relied on traditional agricultural practices. This era era saw protectionist state policies and closed economic model delay modernization. Yet foreign aid, along with EU economic ties and domestic transformations, started a gradual change. Ireland recognized improved economic development through educational, along with health and infrastructure investments starting from the 1960s. Yet these initiatives remained inadequate to completely remove the lasting effects of the early 20th century. The Celtic Tiger period started in 1995 to create an economic wonder for Ireland. Ireland achieved an average annual growth rate of 7 to 8% during this period, when FDI dramatically increased, while technological advancement and financial deregulation combined with these factors. Information technology and financing companies based in the United States established extensive operations in Ireland that transformed the country into the new technology hub of Europe. The development of Dublin into a modern city sparked an increase in telecommunications, together with the development of infrastructure and service industries. The impressive GDP numbers failed to reveal several fundamental issues affecting Ireland's economic indicators during its period of high expansion. Ireland's actual economic growth did not align with the inflating figures which resulted from multinational corporations using tax benefits according to the leprechaun economics phenomenon. The country's economic growth statistics had no correlation with money earned by local residents and their standard of living. After this period of infrastructure development together with rapid housing market expansion, individuals started highly debating sustainability issues in the subsequent years. The worldwide financial breakdown of 2008 erased the economic excellence that Ireland had experienced. A banking sector failure brought immediate collapse to the country. The combination of risky banking policies and undeserved housing market speculation caused the banking sector to initiate the financial crisis in Ireland. The threat of bank failures and government bailouts have dramatized the economic crisis. Unemployment rates rose as high as 15%, and many citizens were in danger of losing their homes. In the post-crisis period, the country had to resort to IMF and EU aid programs. By 2020, with the COVID-19 pandemic, global economic fluctuations shook the Irish economy again. During the pandemic, unemployment rates rose to around 6 to 7%, while structural problems, especially in the housing market and the health system, came to the fore again. This period clearly demonstrated the fragility of Ireland's external dependent economic model and how risky a growth strategy based on multinational corporations can be during global crises. Around 60% of the Irish economy is based on the activities of foreign companies. This makes it highly vulnerable to global economic fluctuations. For example, according to 2022 data, only 40% of profits from multinational companies are returned to the local economy, while the remaining 60% is transferred abroad through global tax planning and financial transfers. The reduced corporate tax rate draws major corporations to the country, yet opposes fair revenue tax distribution. The fast-growing population, alongside immigration, has created severe infrastructure problems and a housing crisis in Dublin and other major cities. Statistical data shows that Dublin experienced less than 40% completion of new housing developments during 2021, while available residential properties cannot match the growing demand. Rising prices and rentals have created an unbearable cost of living for residents. Low-income and middle-class citizens need state-financed housing development projects, affordable house building initiatives, and rent control measures to secure their homes. Research conducted by Eurostat indicates housing expenses control can enhance residents' life standards by up to 15 to 20%. Local economic recovery depends on SME support to limit business ties with multinational organizations. Economic diversification will grow through supporting local business startups in technology, renewable energy, and agriculture sectors. The long-term economic expansion will benefit from a 2023 government investment of 25% additional funding toward educational initiatives and workforce development. Ireland stands to benefit from its 12.5% corporate tax rate, which functions as a primary factor that draws international businesses to establish within the country. The reallocation of tax revenues through reforms would create a budget increase between 10 to 15% of our local infrastructure combined with social services. The healthcare expenditure in Ireland for 2023 reached approximately 23 billion euros, while European patient care quality remains superior to Irish standards. Emergency care problems and poor chronic disease management negatively affect citizens' quality of life. University education maintains high-quality standards, yet escalating tuition fees and increasing student financial obligations endanger the fiscal future of young people. Student debt increased by 30% in the 2022 to 2023 timeframe, and the state must boost its support for scholarships and student loans programs. Despite official indicators is showing bright economic prospects. The local population suffers from worsening financial trouble that diminishes the achievements of economic growth. A person I spoke with in Dublin revealed the big corporations generate huge revenue here, yet our lifestyle conditions, housing expenses, and medical services remain unreasonably expensive. Our residential and daily expenses amount to 40% of what we earn. Research findings comparing Ireland with nations such as Switzerland and Luxembourg suggest that characterizing it as a tax haven remains valid. The population of Switzerland experiences better quality of life despite high tax rates. Current economic data indicates Ireland will face remarkable challenges unless legislative reforms happen soon. The economy using multinational corporations while maintaining low tax rates has developed several critical defects, including a severe housing shortage, rising inequality, and deficient education and medical systems. The Irish economy shows strong international numbers, but everyday economic problems affecting citizens need proper attention. The establishment of fair taxation systems combined with sustainable economic reforms, together with housing upgrades and social service investments and local economy development, will create fundamental changes toward a sustainable long-term economic system. The information I have provided in this detailed statistical analysis should help you develop better understanding of Irish economic trends. Make sure to leave your comments after watching the video while turning on channel subscription for additional content. See you later.